Welcome to Being Confident from Within with Natalie Potts, the podcast that shares what it really takes to be confident. I'm passionate about helping people grow businesses with confidence. Does it seem like everyone around you is naturally confident and sure of themselves? Well, the chances are they have self-doubts just like you. I'm in conversations with inspiring individuals to share what confidence means to them and to help you find ways to believe in yourself and create confidence at any time. Laura, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to have some time with you. So let's kick off by sharing a little bit about Laura, who you are and what you do.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me on. Really nice to come on, actually get to know you a little bit better as well, and to talk about what both of us do. So I'm a wealth embodiment coach. I've recently transitioned a little bit more widely because I have been, and I continue to help women heal after a hysterectomy. And I wanted to expand my services out to enable me to help even more people, because that's just what I love to do.
Amazing. And let's go straight on. Confidence. What does confidence mean to Laura?
Oh, I love this question. Do you know what? I absolutely love this question. Confidence to me is definitely an inside job. And this, this whole thing is really central to like where I've kind of changed my offering and around what I do and how I help people as well, because I don't think I really understood for quite a long time that I was a person that needed and wanted to live life on my terms. And what comes with that is having the confidence in yourself, like to trust yourself, to back yourself, and to go through all of the ups and downs of building your own business, and to understand that you know that you have got this no matter what. And like sometimes that's harder to do than others. Because like when you're having the days when you're like, I don't know about you, but in some stages of my journey I've been like, oh blimey, I don't know if I have got this. But always being able to come back and know that no matter what, you have got this, and back in yourself fully. So yeah, that's what confidence means to me.
I absolutely love that. And it's interesting because I've noticed doing an abundance of podcasts this week, but people are saying similar things. You're drawing out the same themes as such, with environment, asking questions, knowledge, experience, etc. But the way and again, this is what's so unique about being in the space of people and asking, in some ways, what's a simple question, what does confidence mean to you? And getting such an array of contributions. But, you know, the fact of you say, live life on my terms, is so poignant for people, because, and especially when we then know going into run our own businesses, it is on our terms, and that's bloody scary, but it's with the choice that ultimately we know our purpose in life, and we don't want to be the one saying that I didn't live a life of true meaning to me, is what I think from that. And I love that.
Yeah, exactly. And it isn't just something that you can just talk about, like, oh, I'm going to back myself and I'm going to have confidence, and you know, wealth comes from the inside, and living life, it's not something you can just talk about. You have to then back it up. Like you can't just be like, oh, I want to live life on my terms, and then not follow through with that. You have to do it, and you're called in every moment to just confirm that that's what you mean. And it's hard sometimes.
No, you're right. What areas, building on that then, sometimes it's hard, what areas of your life do you feel you would want to be more confident in?
Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely see that and now more than ever, actually, I'm always working my confidence muscles. I'm always like, I love the gym, so I'm always thinking about the gym. So I think about growing confidence like I think about growing my muscles in the gym. Like I'm working out with my confidence muscles every single day. So mainly what I tend to do is try and put myself out of my comfort zone a lot, because in my past, I've definitely been one who would like play it safe, and I still notice, by the way, that I can still do this sometimes now. So I just, again, going back to you can't just talk about this stuff and then not follow through. If I want to be more confident, then I have to put myself out of my comfort zone regularly, every single day, whether it's having that difficult conversation with that person, whether it's making an offer when I don't really feel 100%, whether it's doing things in my business that I don't really want to do. It's like I say, it's working those muscles every single day. So yeah, you mentioned it before as well, and I wrote it down in my notes, like putting yourself in environments where your future self wants you to be.
It's interesting, actually. I've not really discussed it with many people because no one shared that well, actually one person did, but your love for the gym as well, because I'm obsessed with fitness.
Are you?
and it's, I started off years ago as wanting to do confidence coaching, and I found it incredibly hard, if I'm honest, because it'd be very hard to work out and dissect whether someone was needing therapy, counselling or coaching. What I did notice was the awareness that I just felt absolutely drained from it. And I was like, I don't really want to feel this from coaching. I know that there's a different aha moment for me being a coach as well. But that came from the fact that I was so confident in the gym. And like, I see it all the time. There's just females that aren't in, or they're in that space, they'll only stick to cardio and not weights or something, or they'll do cardio, whatever it is, because they haven't got the confidence. But the irony is that you've got to, like you said, those are places where you've got to get out of your comfort zone. It's tough, isn't it? How do people do that? I think if you were to answer that one, it's
I mean,
whole question, but what do you think in terms of, if you're coming from a fitness perspective, how could we advise people in terms of getting out into that comfort zone more?
Well, I mean, for me, how I always do it, and you can apply it to fitness or you can apply it to anything, is that I'll always ask questions. So like, it's like we're wired to always take the easy route, aren't we? Like, as humans, like especially humans in this day and age, like if there's a safe route and an easy route, we're going to want to take that because maybe it's a bit more efficient. But as soon as I get a bit too comfortable, I'm like, right, okay, what else can I do? I need to change this because I don't want to be just on the same track for too long. So again, like I say, you can apply this to the gym. So if, for example, you're someone who is really comfortable with cardio and you have your routine set and you're like, okay, my results are good, but could they be better? That would be the question I would be asking. Could they be better? How could they be better? What do I need to do differently? What can I start, like just a small little piece, because you don't have to like go to the gym and start lifting like 100 kilos. You don't have to start there. So it's always start small. I mean, I don't always start small. I make things difficult for myself sometimes, so I don't always start small. But we're always learning as well. We're always learning. So I mean, that's how you would apply it to the gym, but you can apply that to any area of your life, can't you? Am I getting a bit too comfortable here? Is this the best for me? Could I be living a bit of a better life, a bit closer to something that I want to be doing? What can I change, whether it's a small change or whether I actually do need a drastic, huge change? And do I have to jump? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
What qualities do you see in people that are, at the moment I've used this phrase quite a lot, naturally confident or seem to have abundance of confidence? What are the qualities about those people, do you think?
I don't know. I think people that, well, it's difficult. That's a difficult one to answer, because I think sometimes people can appear confident and then when you ask them about that, they're like, I'm not sure if I am. But yeah, so that's a tricky one. But I suppose people who I look at and look up to for confidence, or anyone who I look up to, really, they're gonna be, I've got a huge list. I wrote down. I was like, they're gonna be smart, they're gonna be kind, they're gonna be happy most of the time. Like, no one's happy all the time. I don't believe it if people pretend that they are. They're gonna be healthy, again, most of the time. They're going to be successful, whatever that means to them. It doesn't always mean the same to everyone. They're going to be generous. and they're going to be humble. I've written down kind twice, so I feel like that's probably quite an important thing to me.
I love humble. That came up before as well, actually, interestingly. And I like the fact that you said they appear confident and not sure of that, because I was always certainly at points, people would see that. I'm not. I know we know you are now. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
especially working in corporate, I never used to see it. But what comes off of that, which is interesting, is that when you are that in some ways, or whatever area of life you seem to have abundance of confidence, even if you're not aware of it, you can almost become a bit ignorant and not aware of how others are as well, or what it means to them. And I'll give you an example. I remember working with a manager, and I said to her, I was like, I line managed her, and I was like, Emma, just go for it. Come on, I believe in you. Go for it. What are you being silly for? Go on. And like, I came away that evening and it just pondered on my mind. And I was like, that didn't help her at all. That was me going, come on, you've got this. I guess you got this. But but you've got to then, like you've then gone on from, is you've got to go through that, the questions and unpack. Because for her, she didn't feel any different. Actually, probably did the opposite and was like, oh my God, she feels I need to be, but still not. So we then looked at exploring, like you just said there, some of the questions and what that meant, and how do you make that tangible? What's going to be stuff that we do? What's the small steps, like you say? And that's the way you have to start, really, really small, and build on it. And it's the habit part over and over again, and your experience, and then that brings more confidence. But it's
I love what you say there as well, because like when you're really passionate about anything, if you're a passionate person and someone doesn't feel confident, it's really tempting to just be like, oh, I can just give them all of my confidence and then then that'll be fun. But that's not how it works. Like, it has to come from within. And so if someone isn't quite there yet and they haven't got that in themselves yet, sometimes it's much better to take a little bit of a step back and help them assess, like, what is it that's missing, what's in the gap.
And that's exactly like why I said, in the whole of this confidence focus is calling it, being confident from within. And you've just shared exactly that, nail on the head. So spot on. Who has been the best mentor for you in life, and why?
Oh, do you know what? I wrote down two here. I'm always greedy. You'll get to learn this about me. I can't just have one of anything. So I've written down physical and I've written down a woo, because I'm a bit of a woo person. So first of all, my nan, who is no longer with us, she was my biggest role model. She was born in 1909, and she was such a badass, honestly. Like, she taught me strength, resilience, loving fiercely, like how not to compromise on anything and how to just go for what you love. And I say this as well, like going back to the confidence part, like I haven't always been very confident as well, and I suppose this probably I should have mentioned a few minutes ago, but I haven't always been confident, and sometimes I'm still not 100% confident in every situation, and that's not the point. I don't think that's the point of confidence. You don't have to be. It's not something that you have to be 100% all of the time, but you are allowed to, especially for me. You are allowed to push yourself, and so I just kind of doing a little bit of a segue back to that, because I didn't want to forget, but so she was a badass. She was my biggest role model, and I absolutely adore her. And then really the woo part is my inner guiding spirit. She's a badass as well. Like, she's my nan's in there with me, and she often is just pushing me towards finding what I would love to do. Sometimes the human part of me is like, hang on, wait, are we really doing this now? But that's the woo. And I guess really that is what my nan really instilled in me. Like, whatever has happened in my life, like, she put some titanium grit or something in my bones, in my heart. I don't know, but thanks to her, she's my biggest mentor, biggest role model of my life.
It's I feel selfish is maybe the wrong word, but I feel incredibly privileged to be doing this month actually, of everybody, because I've learned so much. I'm seeing so many things come together. And somebody else was saying about, this morning we were talking about this idea of just trusting yourself as well. You showed that there, that it's that intuition part, isn't it? And almost, and that does go back to though other people saying about you've got to know yourself well. And I think that's scary for people. And knowing is a lot around, and for me, maybe, not necessarily for yourself, but confidence is about knowing a lot as well. And that
but oh God, that's hard, because when you feel like you want to know everything, you can't possibly know everything. Like, I'm 45 and I just have come to the stage in my life where I'm like, I feel like the more you learn, the less you know, and you have to just get comfortable with that. So like, I really am a person who loves to know everything, and then I have to just let that go, because you just can't possibly know everything.
No, it's really interesting. Look, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing to connect. It's been lovely to hear what you've shared, and there's loads of in that as well. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you as well. Thanks so much for having me,
Laura. I nearly forgot that bit. Where can people connect with you?
Oh yeah, so you can come find me on Facebook, on Instagram. On Instagram I'm at Laura_Apples_. And I also have a hysterectomy community as well, which is Hysterectomy Healing with Laura Applewhite. So that's where all my hyster sisters can come to find me on there as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Being Confident from Within. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and it inspired you in trusting no matter what happens in any particular situation, you'll be able to handle it and learn from the outcome. I really love hearing from you, so please leave a review and let me know which part of the episode resonated with you the most. Have an amazing day.